Hello YouTubers, Joe Cruiser here on February 20th about 5 in the afternoon Eastern time. Well, there's a groundhog hole, and Paul just noticed something here. You know, you've got the groundhog hole, and then you see these tracks, and they go underneath our deck here. So there's a little action going on here somewhere and that seems to be the only, feel like the old in out, so to speak. You know, there's his hidey hole there, so to speak.
So they came out Groundhog Day.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
They walked over to the dead limb, turned around and went back. And now he's coming out and going under that back porch.
Well, he's got muddy feet too. I mean, I sunk in up to just over almost slightly over half of my shoe the other day down inside the pole barn. So, well, our internet's out right now, so maybe I'll talk about that later.
He just said piss on it and he went back in his hole.
Oh, let's see what we got here. It's a toll-free call. What nonsense. Go away. Go away. See? We'll hit the button here and make it go away. Nonsense. Telemarketers. Now I'm going to show you a really sad sight here, YouTubers. That's a modem with one light flashing. And that's after all the usual maneuvers about, you know, tightening this and disconnecting that and unplugging that and, you know, router this. That's just a very, very sad sight for somebody like me here in the afternoon. Look at that. Look at that sad sight. That's a closed laptop MacBook Pro Retina. You know, it's yearning. It's yearning to be open and being used. Yes, as Paul is saying from the can, it wants to play. Well, I was forced, as one often is in these circumstances, to call the Time Warner cable people. Now, I basically don't have too much gripe with the Time Warner cable people. They, you know, I've called them. They come out. They fix the problem. No gripes. You know, I still have no gripes with the technicians that come out. They come out, they make a good effort, they try to fix the problems, they get fixed, then they'll come back and they'll fix it. I have no problem with the Time Warner cable technicians, and yeah, and about half the time I don't have any problem with the Time Warner cable
Troubleshooter.
well, the people on the phone. Now, the day I got an individual, well, he may have been in the United States. I don't know. You know, we have a very vibrant, diverse culture here in the United States. He may well have been somewhere in the United States. But this was a man I had a hard time understanding. Well, you know, in my line of work, I worked with a lot of people I had a hard time understanding. So I turned off all the heaters, and so I got it as quiet as I could. I'll tell you, I mean, generally I can pick up enough from some of what they're saying, you know, particularly since it's the usual, oh, check your this and unplug that, and you sort of know what they're saying. But with this fella, Yeah, I'll tell you, I made a good faith effort. I just couldn't, and so I said, and I always hesitate to say this. I said, I'm really sorry. I just can't understand you. Usually it's they're talking too fast. Well, he was talking too fast, and I said, well, you're talking too fast, and then I can't understand you on top of the fact that. So he slowed down a bit, but I still couldn't understand it. So intrinsically, I could not understand what this guy was saying. So after about, you say this to somebody 3 times, you don't want to be hostile about it. I did say, look, I'm not trying to be a dick here. I said, I just can't understand you. And then more stuff, you can't understand it. I said, look, you're just going to have to give me to somebody else. And then there's this long silence. And I was about ready to hang up. I thought, well, no, if I hang up again, I have to go through the whole shooting match again. So eventually it comes back on, and I know in retrospect now, thinking about maybe he talked to his supervisor, and the supervisor said, go back into the fray or something. All you guys who have been in customer service know more about that than I do. Thank God. And he was a bit more understandable at that point. And so, we reestablished once again that I had done all the usual maneuvers about unplugging the modem and unplugging the router and disconnecting and reconnecting the cable and this, that, and the other. And, the drill. And then he launches into some sort of thing, and I could not understand this man. I said, look, I really am not trying to be an asshole here, and I wasn't trying to be one. I really wasn't. I said, in my line of work, I worked with a lot of people from India and the subcontinent, and I could generally understand them, I said, look, I can't speak Hindi either, I can't speak Urdu. Although generally the ones, the Muslim, Urdu, Pakistani guys, you could understand them pretty well. Well, for that matter, you could understand most of the Indian guys pretty well if they were over in the United States, but I said, look, I really can't understand you. I mean, if so then after and then interestingly, after I told him I'd worked with a lot of people from India, and I've probably worked about 8 or 9 or 10 actually over the years. He actually slowed down a lot more and became a little bit more clear, clear enough that I understood that he set up an appointment for some guy to come out on Saturday. So. Oh man, I hope I'm not without internet service till Saturday afternoon. What am I going to do?
It's usually within 24 hours.
Well, generally it comes back on too. So, on the other hand, I guess I'll just have to do what I did before I got one of these infernal devices: is read or think or not be a veg or
watch a DVD.
Well, that's true. We could take the cover off of the DVD player, and I could dig out, the manual for how to operate the DVD player, and we could watch the DVD player. On the other hand, we could also just plug in the USB super drive here and watch a DVD on the computer.
Whatever.
So Paul got home and he had a story about some conundrums at the hotel.
Big management meeting.
It seems that they were going to actually throw out pizza. Isn't that a horrible thing to say? Throw out pizza?
Management went off to a big meeting, brought back 6 pizzas. And they said everybody can have a couple of slices. One of the housekeepers, she started handing me the pizza boxes, telling me they were trash. They still have pizza in them. She's yelling, "I cannot eat pizza. I do not need this." She says, "It's trash." But there's still housekeepers working. I said, "It's for everybody." I said, "I have 3 housekeepers still upstairs working." I said, "Plus Graciela is getting ready to come downstairs." I said, "She gets some." I said, "This is not trash. We're supposed to give it to all the housekeepers are allowed to take it that can eat pizza. Just because you're lactose intolerant does not mean everybody else is."
It's an interesting idea that because so that really does mean that the universe in her case revolves around her.
Well, she was trying for it to do it today, but she lost.
I thought Copernicus had pretty much put the kibosh on the idea that the universe revolves around
God, not a human.
Well, no, I mean actually, now I don't think Copernicus addressed the issue of revolving around God. He did address the issue of it revolving around us.
But want to hear about the big important meeting?
Yes. I believe there's a paintball gun in here. Is it a paintball or was it a
laser?
Oh, it was laser tag.
The meeting turned out to be they were challenged by another place to go and see who could win.
The House of Lords? They were challenged by the House of Lords, another place, as they say.
Oh. You know what I mean.
Oh, I know. I'm big. Don't mind me.
So everybody left except for the front desk guy, myself, and a room inspector who's actually just learning how to do it. And the housekeepers. Other than that, it was the guests running around. They were all gone, playing laser tag somewhere for about 3.5, 4 hours.
Well, management bonding there, I guess, huh?
Yeah, with another group of managers from another place.
Oh, you've got like 5 Hamptons in the clubs here, right? Were these
but not all of them belong to.
Oh, your particular overriding equity outfit that owns y'all.
Right.
Yeah.
There's one out on Broad Street that does. But
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't realize that. I thought all 5 were owned by this.
It's not called a Hampton. It's called. It has a different.
Well, yeah. Well, it's a hedge fund sort of equity income thing. Well, equity. Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't mind having a piece of that action, actually, but.
Yeah, 'cause we did.
Those are very expensive investments. They take a huge percentage of your principal initially. Yeah.
There's different hotels and they have different names, but they all belong to who we belong to from
Well,
out of state.
I think the verb more properly is owned by, not belong to.
Well, we're supposed to be all one happy family.
Well, I was going to say, that makes it sound like a family, doesn't it? Yes. Yeah. Well, So if you say it often enough, it becomes true. That was some sort of I think Goebbels said that. The Nazi propagandist. You say it often enough, it becomes true.
I remember that.
Well, I think a lot of our politicians, and the various organizations such as Change and Move On and all this, it's like, it's that great story, and I will leave you with this story, guys. It's about Lyndon Johnson when he was running for the Senate the first time in Texas. And this was back in the late 40s. And the polls were showing that Lyndon was running slightly behind his opponent. And Johnson told one of his campaign aides or his handler or whatever, he says, I understand that this man's a pig fucker. And the campaign guy says, Lyndon, you can't call this man a pig fucker. It's not true. And Johnson said, well, I know it's not true, but, say it is and make him deny it.
He talked that way even after he made president.
Well, yeah, of course, yes, I understand, but that was sort of the in utero, in feto, if you will, Lyndon Johnson. Although by that time he had been in the House of Representatives for about 6 or 8 years, and but when you think about it, just it's like say something and make the guy deny it, because then people remember that they're denying it, and you wonder, why are you denying it? Why are you denying it? Ah, yes. One of the great politicians of any part of the history of the United States. Well, on that note, I'm going to sign off here, and then, maybe I'll make another video here. Lord knows when we get to upload them here.
I think the laser players need to come up with a score sheet to show who actually won today.
I think we need to see where the lasers actually hit on the bod, so we get an idea of what actual, how effective the kill was.
It's toy laser guns. I don't know what they have to do. There's some laser play game place over here.
Oh, that Magic Mountain joint down there past the freeway?
Nah, I don't think it's there.
Well.
It's got to be. They all put on tennis shoes and jeans and stuff and sweats and tore off for this.
Okay. Well, bond away. All right, boys and girls and YouTubers. Bye-bye now.